All right, let's just let's do hey, there's a Transformers comic book, everybody. Hey, there we go. It's the Tuesday night comic book preview stream here at
Mhm.
Fantasy Books and Games. Sorry, I took a week off and I already forgot what we're doing. I don't even know. I don't we're showing off comic books, right?
That's
That's what we're doing.
exactly
All
it.
right.
Yeah, you got it.
Well, I'm glad to be back. Yeah, we didn't get to do the stream last week.
Mhm.
I was on vacation. I had a grand time. I peeled an orange for the first time in 20 years. It was exciting. Anyway, yeah, so let's talk about some comics that are coming out.
Sounds
I
great.
have a humongous stack
Yeah, I see
here of
that.
new comics coming out tomorrow. And this isn't even anything that came out last week. I'm just skipping last week.
Oh
We'll
God.
we'll get to last week's books like if they pop up again in the rotation, like
Hmm.
issue 2. There was one I was really looking forward to, the Dead Man series.
Did I
Um
read that one?
did I was gonna ask you.
Oh, I did. I
You
liked it a
did. You
lot.
liked it a
Yes.
lot. Okay, good. It was from the Ice Cream
The Ice
Man
Cream Man
guys.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
good.
Well, I'm looking forward to reading that one. Like I said, I was gone, so I haven't had a chance to read anything. But I do have one book
Okay.
from last week that we're going to show off, just because I like me some facsimiles, and this week and last week, 2 weeks, both kind of light on facsimiles.
Okay.
Last week was like a half facsimile. That's this Transformers comic we see here, and we have one facsimile for this week. This is Transformers the movie. This is a reprint of the '86 series, I think. It was a 3-issue series published at Marvel that just told the story of the movie that came out at the time. And they have a nice new cover here by Sean Gordon Murphy, I believe.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then the B cover you can see is the original cover. And yeah, this is classic '80s Marvel Transformers. I do like that this one is it is a straight adaptation of the movie. Excuse me. It's not published by Marvel. It's published by Skybound, and they've been doing
Okay.
these really, really nice reprints. Like the quality of the paper is really good. But yeah, it's like spoiler alert for like a 30-year-old movie. But it has the scene where Optimus dies,
Oh my
and
God.
yeah, it's
Optimus died.
Optimus dies.
I
Look at
knew
that.
that. But
It. Excuse me. Goodness. But anyway, so that's a cool one. I never actually read this one, like because
oh,
as a kid I was GI Joe, not Transformers. So
yeah. But you've
I
seen the movie, right?
oh I've seen the movie many many times. It's actually I probably watched the movie more than any of the other. Like I
Okay.
watched the cartoon occasionally, but the movie we had on tape, so I just watched it over and
Oh.
over again as a kid. All right, let's see what else we got here. Give me just 1 second.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh man, I hope that doesn't keep up all night.
Yeah.
I got a true facsimile coming out today. It is Amazing Spider-Man 546, and this is the first issue of the Brand New Day
Ooh.
storyline. For many people, this is where Spider-Man ended.
Yes.
This is the beginning of the end. They stopped at this point. But it starts here. This is the whole new era. Basically, the like modern version of Spider-Man starts here.
right.
That's this. This
This
is the first issue after the infamous.
deal with Mephisto.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one more day. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And then this
Yeah.
is Brand New Day. So some nice art by Steve McNiven. It's definitely of that era. 2007 is when this came out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like where Marvel was really going for that like photorealistic house style.
Yeah.
You know, not my favorite, but I like Steve McNiven a lot. He is a good artist.
He's good at it. Yeah.
He's really good at it. That's a good way to put it. He's really really good at it. Unlike some other artists who we will not name. Let's see. You watched the '86 Transformers movie so many. That's right. Yeah, I mean, like I read this and I can just hear that song. You got the touch. That's right there on the cover, yeah. But
nice.
yeah, so I mean, I'm not gonna lie. This is like when I stopped buying Spider-Man. I
Yeah.
actually quit a little bit beforehand, but I kind of got, I
The news probably just rubbed you the wrong way.
well, like that whole they just Marvel didn't know what they were doing with Spider-Man at the
Right.
time. And even though I don't necessarily like this direction, I will give them credit. At least it was a decision where they're like, we need to do something and like fix his continuity the way we want it. Unfortunately, they did it in like the most clumsy, clunky, awful
Yeah.
way possible with just like one of the most reviled Spider-Man stories of all time. One more day. I mean, it's up there,
Yeah.
But But anyway, so that's nice that they're doing this. Also, Amazing Spider-Man was coming out 3 times a month.
Oh my gosh.
That was the other neat thing. I guess it was kind of neat because again, Spider-Man at the time. I'm just giving you a whole history lesson
Yeah.
about Spider-Man comics from 2007. There was multiple monthly Spider-Man comics. You know,
Right.
there was Amazing Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man. I don't remember all the ones. I think probably Peter Parker Spider-Man. I feel like there was another one, but they just canceled all the extra lot books and just made it Amazing Spider-Man. But then they published it 3 times a month, so it was like effectively the same as
Right.
having you're buying 3 Spider-Man books a month still.
Was it all the same like creative team on every
They
issue?
they did a good job of having a rotating creative team. So they did
Okay.
kind of get ahead of themselves. Or I mean, they got out in front of it where they had like they were rotating like 3 to 6 issue story arcs.
Okay.
So they would have like an artist just like draw this story arc, put that out, and then while that series was coming out, they had a different artist working on the next story arc, and they would kind of like bounce back and forth between different artists because like Steve McNiven did this one. Marcos Martin is the one who I think did the majority of the run with Dan Slott, or at least he's the
Okay.
one I remember the most.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, that's your facsimile for today. From all the way back from 2007. It's so old. It is. I mean,
That's been a
14
while.
years.
I was still in high school.
Oh my God, you were still in high school.
I was.
I had already given up on schooling at that point. But anyway, so we got some other new books coming out tomorrow. Just a couple of, like I said, it's a huge stack. And part of the reason for
Yeah.
that is there's a lot of new stuff, but there's also a lot of the stuff that's in my regular pull that I'm always like rallying behind.
Mhm.
So The Forged is back. I think we talked about issue 10 when it came back. This book's been on hiatus for a couple of years. That's the other thing, is we're seeing a lot of books coming out that it's been like a few years, and
Yeah.
now they're finally back.
So
The Forged is one of them.
Yeah.
I like this comic. This is it's space opera with you know, lady mech pilots and aliens, and it's kind of a complicated like political plot. I guess
Okay.
it's actually not that complicated. It's just it's a space empress, and she tried to kill she made like a deal with the devil, kind of, with like an alien species to get like immortal powers, but now the other aliens are coming back and she's trying to prevent it. And the tankers are just like a military group that's caught in the middle of this weird galactic cosmic love feud kind
Yeah.
of a thing. I would flip through this, but I already flipped through this issue a little bit. I got to be careful
Yeah.
which pages I turn to.
Danger pages.
Well, there are some danger pages. It's, you know, it's not afraid to be a little bloody. It is like,
Sure.
you know, killing bugs and aliens and stuff. This issue gets a little erotic.
Oh, one of those.
One of those. So
Yeah.
I appreciate that this is just a full-on adult comic. Like, they're not pulling their punches at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like it quite a bit. Another book coming out tomorrow, Godzilla's The Odyssey.
Ooh.
I have been enjoying this is the Godzilla Monsterpiece Theater Presents series. So like IDW has been putting out so many Godzilla comics.
Yes.
It's like nonstop. But they did the Monsterpiece Theater by Tom Scioli, which I really liked. And then now they're kind of doing, it's sort of like a spiritual follow-up to that, where they just put out this series of one-shots of Godzilla inserted into just another piece of fiction.
Right.
So like a few months ago, they did Godzilla and Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
This one is Godzilla with the Odyssey. I think it's pretty self-explanatory,
Yeah.
what it's about, what's going on. Tom Scioli does the cover, but he doesn't do the main story. So this main
But I
story
like
is by,
the interior.
yeah, it's good looking. This is written by Frank Thierry and art by Elias Kriazis, probably Greek.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's basically just Godzilla in the Odyssey story, and then there is a backup story by Tom Scioli of Godzilla and Robin Hood, which I think is fun.
Nice.
So yeah,
Okay.
I have been enjoying this comic book series. Some other, it's like a series of one shots. You know, it's
Yeah.
like, but that's also what's kind of nice about it. You can just kind of pick up. Maybe you don't care about Romeo and Juliet, but you know, the Odyssey might be more your style.
Right on.
Muppets Noir number 4. This is the final issue. Roger Landridge's great Muppets comics. I love. He just does great Muppets comics, and this series has been fantastic. Everybody who's read it loves it, and if you don't like it, it's because you haven't read it. But yeah, just classic Muppets. There's really not much else to say. It's like it's a detective noir
Yeah.
story, but with Muppets.
Right.
I love it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. Too.
Whoa! Almost
Oh.
fell off my stool there.
Oh no.
Bleeding Hearts number 5.
Ah, that one was in my stack.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Did you get a chance to flip through it?
No, that was the one I didn't get to read.
Well, I haven't read it either, so I don't
Yeah.
I won't flip through it. But
Okay.
I've been really enjoying Bleeding Hearts.
Oh, I love it.
I forgot. Did we talk about? Did they set? Is this like a limited series, or is it just
It
kind of?
feels like a limited series, like it could wrap up in this issue, honestly.
Yeah,
But I hope it's ongoing.
it does. Well, I know that some of them are limited. Like the Peril of the Brutal Dark. That one, I think.
Mm-hmm. End
6
of life
or
is probably
yeah.
limited. Yeah.
I mean, it's just the way of the current industry now. Like, there's no such thing as a planned 50, 100 ish. There's a new 100 Bullets comic coming out next month, I think.
Oh, nice.
And that's a comic series that went 100 issues. Can you believe that?
No, because they don't do that.
Because they don't do that anymore, right? Yeah. Exactly. But anyway, this has been a fun one. This is like a good. I mean, we've talked about it before.
Mm-hmm.
I like the take on zombies. I like the
Yes.
alternating perspectives, and I like that you get like parts of the story from the zombie perspective, and he can't understand what the humans are saying.
Yeah.
The humans are like zombies to him, and vice versa. The humans like don't understand what the zombies saying or thinking. It's really good, and it's well done. Let's see a couple of other stuff. Fury of Firestorm number 3 comes out tomorrow. I've been enjoying this one too. This is another one that like I've never really read a lot of Firestorm, but this is a good series.
Yeah.
Written by Jeff Lemire, art by Roberto De La Torre, who is really great artist, and I think that's what helps sell me on it. I like that there's I don't know. I didn't get a chance to really flip through this issue, but in previous issues, there's been like some nice flashback pages, and the art style is done in more of like a traditional. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, you can kind of see that
the retro style.
Like retro comic art style, like 80s comics. I don't know the artist who would have originally done Firestorm, so I don't know if he's specifically going for that style or not. I couldn't tell you. But yeah, it's a cool comic. I don't remember. Have you been reading this one?
I have not. I picked up the first issue on one of my shifts, and then I set it down, for a number of reasons. I can't remember why.
Yeah.
But I was liking it. I like the pseudo Dr. Manhattan angle that they're kind of taking to Firestorm now. Like, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, me too. That was a good angle. I like that.
Yeah.
It's so hard to just keep up with stuff on the shelf. I had somebody they were asking me like about a comic, and I was like, I haven't had a chance to read that one, and they're like, you haven't read it yet, but like you can just read everything for free. And I'm like, man, even if I read as much as I can, right? Like, I don't even get to read all the books I want to read.
Right.
Like, even if I just sat down and read comics for 8 hours a day, I wouldn't have enough time to read everything.
Yeah.
It's like, sorry, we all got to make decisions, like. I would be. I don't remember. It was probably one of the. It was a newer series, probably like Iron Man or something. Gotcha. Which like I didn't hate it, but like, sorry, there's a huge stack here. I would be remiss if I didn't mention there's a new G.I. Joe. Yeah. I'm not even gonna flip through it. I'm just kind of in awe that we're at 329 of G.I. Joe Real American Hero.
That's a big number.
29 issues of the reboot, or 28, I guess, because 301 was the first issue. But since like Larry Hama took back over, and that's crazy that he's been able to write 329 issues of G.I. Joe. That's wild crazy to me. Yeah. Oh man, all my books are just falling right on the floor. Hank Howard, Pizza Detective. Yeah. I love this comic. I've talked about this one a lot. I mean, David Lapham, that guy, he can do no wrong. And we talked about the Muppets Noir. I like me some good detective comedies, and that's exactly what this is. He's a pizza detective. Yeah. There's even a good line in, like, I think the previous issue where one of the characters was like pizza detective, what are you even supposed to be? Like, what is that? And he takes it so seriously, and
he detects pizza crimes.
Yeah, exactly. He's got some line like that where he's like, you care about crime, I care about pizza, something like that. You know, it's so good.
I love it.
Exactly. It's so dumb. I love it.
I love the last issue where it's just like the customer died from mushrooms in their pizza.
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
allergic to pizza, and he looked at the pizza, and it's just like caked in
covered in mushrooms. It's like, how did you not see that? Yeah, yeah, that was clearly a gag, like a visual joke.
It was perfect.
It was like yeah, like, oh, the manager made a mistake and accidentally put a mushroom on there, and it's like nothing but mushrooms. No, this was murder. They did that on purpose. Oh, great. Yeah, I love it. Also coming out tomorrow, Kea. I've been following this series since issue 1. This is issue 35. Fun again, like we'll flip through it just briefly. This is fun, kind of. It's not strictly an all ages book, but like in my opinion, I think it appeals to an all ages crowd. Yeah. But it's not like, I don't know, like
it's not marketed.
It's not marketed that way, and I think tonally, it's got like maybe slightly above all ages tone and approach, even though I don't think there's anything in it that would be like offensive to any kids. But yeah, I mean, it's post-apocalyptic fiction with dragons and robots and lizard people and magical humans. It's great. I really enjoy it, and I like that it's all written and drawn by Wes Craig. He's got a classic just kind of classic comic book style to him. Yeah, it's really, really good.
I love writer-artist combos.
Me too. Yeah, they work out really good. Yeah. Another one that I kind of can't believe that I'm still reading, The Sentry number 4. I am enjoying this book.
You can't believe you're reading it because it's
partly because I just don't. I'm not that interested in stuff that Marvel's done lately. Yeah. The Sentry was never even my favorite comic. Like we've talked about this before. I liked the original series, but it's I think it's not aged as well as some of the other series that came before it.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, okay, the Sentry is.
And we've talked about that in the past, how that was like, I'm blanking on the word, the kind of comic that's like self-referential.
Like the meta. It's very meta. Yeah. And it was like, since it's a Marvel book, it very likely was the first meta comic that a lot of people read. It kind of was for me, really.
Right.
And then, when I branched out and I read like Miracle Man and I was telling you about Supreme, like one of my favorite comics, all these Alan Moore books, but also some of like Neil Gaiman stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, that's really what Sentry is doing. But anyway, the point is, I've really enjoyed this series because it feels out of time. Like It feels like a direct sequel to the original Sentry series. So it feels like I'm reading a comic book from like 2002, 2004. And I really like that because, like I said, I don't read a lot of contemporary Marvel comics because they just don't feel, I don't necessarily like the style, the writing or the art. And this one, it's like I said, it's like I'm just flashing back 20 years to an old decompressed early 2000s comic. And so, like I said, even though Sentry was never like my favorite, it's sort of like comforting in its own way. Yeah. Where I'm just oh yeah, this is like classic. I hate it feels weird to say that the 2000s is now classic comics, but it kind of is. Yeah. So, but I've been enjoying this one quite a bit. A few other things from my regular pull, and then we're going to get on to some of the new stuff. Supergirl number 14. This a good series by Sophie Campbell, and she actually draws this issue, which I like. And just a brief note, I like this cover a lot. This is an homage to a classic 90s Supergirl issue. I can't remember which issue it is, but like she even signs it like Campbell after Grummett, like Tom Grummett, I believe, was the artist.
Okay.
Classic Supergirl 90s. And yeah, Matrix returns in the 90s. Do you even know the history of 90s Supergirl?
I do not.
Man, we don't even have time to go into that today. It's bonkers.
Okay.
And I haven't read this issue yet, so I can't confirm or deny how tied in it is to the 90s version of Supergirl.
Okay.
But I feel like It's got to be because they're doing this whole Reign of the Superboys branding kind of. It's not really a crossover, but kind of is, which is very 90s Reign of the Supermen,
Right.
So I'm really, really looking forward to reading this.
Would that have been, so with those comics, would that have been when she was dead?
A
little bit after.
That would have been around the time when Supergirl was like an alien protoplasm that took the form of Supergirl and was like it wasn't really Kara. And she was also dating Alex Luthor, who was the son of Lex Luthor, who was actually a clone of Lex Luthor with Lex's mind implanted into him.
Huh.
90s continuity is awesome. But so I'm looking forward to reading that. Also, we have a new issue of Transformers number 33. I've been getting the Daniel Warren Johnson covers, and I'm just going to briefly point out I like this one. This is an homage to Daniel Warren Johnson's cover of number 1 of Transformers.
Oh, okay.
So, but it's like Alita in the pose.
Yeah.
Optimus Prime was in the previous one.
Right.
So yeah, it's a cool comic. I like it. Again, I haven't really read this issue. We'll talk about some more Energon universe stuff later on in the stream. I don't want to dwell on Transformers too much. And then, Tigress Island number 4. A lot of good comics coming out tomorrow. This is another one I can't really flip through. This is definitely an adult comic, but it's like if you're into exploitation, sexy women and violence, definitely enjoy this comic. And on that subject, another number 1,
nice.
Gehenna in Tokyo. Both of these books by Patrick Kinlan, so it's a smorgasbord of Kinlan comics. I really loved Gehenna, that series that came out last year. This is a one-shot. It just follows the character as she goes on a mission. Although it's like it's a little deceptive because it is a one-shot, but it does kind of end with a to be continued in another one-shot kind of a thing. But it's like about a different character. So you can read this and just get the Gehenna story, or that's not her name. That's just the title of the book.
Right.
But then there's a different one-shot about a different character in this universe. So I really like what Kinlan's been cooking up in this series. It's kind of fun, like pulpy superhero action, So yeah, good stuff. Sexy action, I should say. All right, I've been doing a whole lot of talking, Sam. What's something that you got?
I actually read this.
Oh, good.
Absolute Catwoman, which comes out tomorrow.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look at that. Put that down on the big screen there.
This comic covers a lot of ground in terms of Selena Kyle's backstory in the Absolute Universe.
Mm-hmm.
It also covers her suit. Scott Snyder likes the technical details on the tech and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. How did you? So you've been reading Absolute Batman.
I have.
So
I'm completely.
Do you? Can you read this detached from Absolute Batman?
You can.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
It's a totally standalone story. There's not. I'm trying to think. Like she mentions characters from the Absolute Batman story, but you really don't have to be that informed about what's going on. Like if you just want to read Catwoman, you can jump right into this.
Yeah, I mean that's traditionally that's the way a lot of comics should work, in my opinion. There's a shared universe, but this is kind of its own thing.
Its own thing.
Cool. How does it compare to the other Absolute books?
Like how I would rank them, or
you said you liked the story,
yeah, it was pretty decent. It was a good first issue.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have to rank it a little lower on the Absolute scale.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. Let's see. Manhunter's the top for me, and then probably Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Batman and Superman are kind of tied. I'd put this below that.
Okay. Yeah, I gotcha. I like the art a lot. It's a really good looking book. Which again, that doesn't surprise me. These Absolute books have all been really good looking. They always get good artists on them. Well, cool. I think this one is just a 6-issue series, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe I'm thinking of Absolute Green Arrow.
I can't remember. I feel like
Well, it doesn't.
I
really
don't
matter.
remember.
You know, if it does like Absolute Martian Manhunter, it'll be 6 issues, and then it'll just
Then
get
12,
6 more.
and then,
Yeah. Well, cool. Yeah, I know a lot. I mean, the Absolute books have just been tearing it up in sales, so I'm sure this one's gonna also go over really well.
Right on.
Speaking of books that go over really well, Ben 10 #2 comes out tomorrow. This is one of those kind of like surprise hit series.
Yes, it is.
And it's 100%. It's not really a surprise. This is one of those things where it's like it's a surprise hit series until you realize there's a lot of people that don't read regular monthly comics that really like Ben 10.
Right.
So they're excited to get more Ben 10 stuff. And if you missed issue 1, we do have, I think this is a third printing of #1. Second printing. Okay. Well, it's some kind of printing. But yeah, so we got more second printings of #1, and then yeah, #2 comes out tomorrow. Let's see, another #1, Avengers Armageddon. I know this is kind of like I feel like Marvel's kind of putting all of their eggs in this basket.
Yes.
You know, Chip Zdarsky. This is the big event, right? Like
Yes.
Chip Zdarsky's big event. He did the Wolverine Weapons of Armageddon that kind of leads into this, and then boom. I can't really flip through it because it is polybagged, because each issue comes with a premium Magic the Gathering card, if I'm not mistaken. So I know there's the upcoming Marvel set coming out for Magic, and so they're doing all this cross promotion stuff. They've been doing variant covers that are like Magic cards.
And those have been selling really well.
Yeah, people are really into them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did read the preview for this. That was in the free comic book day preview, I believe. Yeah, you know, looked interesting enough. It's another one of those like apocalyptic future of the Marvel universe that somebody has to stop from happening.
Oh, that's the story?
I think so.
Okay.
I might be thinking of something else. I don't know. I read so many comics, you know, it all kind of blends together.
I mean, that's a popular motif.
Oh, sure. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, Avengers Armageddon coming out tomorrow.
Nice.
Another Marvel book, Jay and Silent Bob, Jays of Future Past. Hey, here it's finally happening. Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes in the Marvel Universe. I've been waiting for this since Mallrats. And look at this. Even this front page is kind of reminiscent of. Just makes me think of Mallrats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't read this, but yeah, that's it's a fun, you know, Jay and Silent Bob running amok in the Marvel Universe. If you've what's that?
I was just saying, what could go wrong?
Exactly, what could go wrong? I haven't been reading, as we established earlier. I don't read a ton of monthly Marvel comics, but as I understand it, there have been a few issues leading up to this, just random comics where Jay and Silent Bob are in the background, kind of just like teasing this crossover. So yeah, it looks like it's a lot of fun. You got Jeff the Shark in the corner there. That's good. But yeah, Jay and Silent Bob in the Marvel Universe. Let's see. I got a few more #1s here. Well, just briefly, I feel like obligated to mention Youngblood 100 for all you Rob Liefeld Youngblood fans. I've been really trying with this Youngblood reboot because you know Rob always has a special place in my heart.
Sure.
For the stuff he did in the early '90s, and here we have issue 100. Artificially, it's not actually the 100th issue, but they added up all the Youngblood comics made in the last several years, and it's close to 100. So there you go. I have no idea what's happening in this story, but there is a ton of variant covers. I didn't even get any of them. There's a lot of cool variants. There's one by Rob and Todd McFarlane that's done up to look like a 90s cover. Like the logo is even done to look like New Mutants. It's an homage to New Mutants 80, the first Cable. I can't believe I'm blanking on the number of that.
I don't know off the top of my head.
It does 92. I want to say
in there.
Yeah, it's somewhere in there at the tail end. But anyway, there you have it. Youngblood 100. All right. Let's see. Do you have? Let's see. What else do you got over there, Sam?
I also picked out. I didn't get to finish it, but I was in the middle of reading Bad Thoughts whenever
Oh,
I came.
I was a little curious about this one.
It seems very cool.
Okay.
It's about a military contractor who has telepathic powers. He can read people's negative thoughts and probe into their sins.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
It was really cool. Let's see. What else can I say about that? If you like, because it kind of takes the form of I don't know, a procedural military drama a little bit.
Sure.
The opening scene is him pinpointing someone who has very unwanted negative thoughts, and he just can't take it anymore. He was kind of vowing to himself that he wasn't gonna, act on anything like that. But he just can't. And then from that point on, it just kind of goes into the military procedural, like I was saying.
Now let me ask you a question. Whenever you're reading a comic and you see a character and you instantly recognize the real life person that was used as a model for that character, does that ever take you out of
I think it would
the
depend
comic?
on who it is. So
I'm not
going to
say
thinking?
It's a public person. He's not an actor.
Oh,
he's a political person.
Shoot! Well, now I know who it is.
you see it.
Yeah,
you
now
see it, right?
It's so undeniable.
Yeah. It's just like as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh wow. That's
so
funny.
Yeah, I guess there's a little bit of commentary. In the
Yeah,
book,
I guess.
Don't know.
It sounds interesting. It's interesting. Like you saying that that concept of the high concept where he's telepathic.
Yeah.
I think I've been thinking a lot about Ignition Press and Bad Idea. Both are kind of doing cool stuff right now, and it's very much not superhero genre.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that Ignition. A lot of their books they're either horror, just straight horror,
it's or a lot of horror.
There's a lot of horror, but there is usually some kind of supernatural element. There's action or crime. I think the only one I read recently that really didn't have any. I mean, not all of them have. If they don't have supernatural elements, usually they're just a straight horror, though.
Right.
But the Everyone Loves a Jewel Thief
is
the only one that was not really horror, but also not a supernatural element. I really like it. Yeah. I'm just spitballing here. I'm not saying I like or dislike it for the Ignition Press, but I was thinking about Bad Idea and how much I like a lot of the stuff Bad Idea is doing, because a lot of the stuff they do, it feels like just action schlock, and
it's very accurate.
Yeah, right. And I guess while we're on that subject, we can talk about one of the other Bad Idea comics that comes out tomorrow, and that is Tankers versus Ancient Aliens.
Oh.
I mean, there you have it, right there.
Schlock.
It's so schlocky. It's like an asylum film. It's time traveling Marine soldiers in mech suits fighting dinosaurs, and then also ancient aliens. And if you missed the first Tankers series, there is a trade paperback, and that one is just straight up mech soldiers versus dinosaurs, and it's really cool. I like it a lot.
They know art by audience.
Yeah, exactly. Art by Juan Jose Rip, and it's just so cool. It's just action schlock.
Nice.
And I was thinking about the new series is not Juan Jose Rip, but I like the art a lot. I think it is Thomas Giorello, I believe, but it looks really good. Yeah. And I like the way he draws the dinosaurs. And I love me some dinosaurs. We've talked about that.
This has been established.
We've established that on this stream. But I kind of like that both. I was thinking about Ignition Press and a lot of Bad Idea. We've talked about comics that feel like they're written as pitches, vehicles for streaming or a movie or something.
Right.
And I think Bad Idea and Ignition both have that a little bit.
Yeah.
I think Bad Idea. I think the reason I prefer Bad Idea to a lot of the stuff Ignition does is Bad Idea just feels like they're just embracing the schlockiness of it all, and therefore it feels like something that's not going to get made into a movie or a TV show anytime soon.
So you think on the Bad Idea side, these are more passion projects as opposed to something that's going to lead to.
I feel like ultimately a lot of the Ignition stuff comes from people that are just more tuned into like screenwriting,
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Like, I mean, Andy Parks, like he's a good writer, but he has written for like TV and movie scripts and stuff like that.
I didn't
Like
know
the
that.
what's the oh gosh, the Extraction series from
Okay.
that's based on a movie that's a sequel to a movie that was based on a comic that he wrote, and I think he had like did some stuff with the screenplay as well. So that's not a plus or a minus in my opinion. I just think it's interesting to kind of notice like the tone of the publisher, and I feel like the Ignition Press stuff, a lot of it's really good, but it's got a little bit more like uh, polished style and tone, where it's like a lot of their Ignition stuff could just slide really easily into like a streaming Amazon show.
Right.
Whereas like a lot of the Bad Idea stuff is just bonkers,
and hard to market to streaming audiences.
Exactly. But at the same time, I feel like Tankers would be the easiest thing. It's mech suits versus dinosaurs, But it's not even everything like that. Like you have Robert Venditti, the writer of Tankers. He also does the Ordained book. I think he does. And a lot of the other Bad Idea stuff is from the guy who did John Wick. I can't even think of his name, but a lot, it's like if there's one guy that's like doing stuff made for movies, it's the guy that did John Wick. I don't know. I just think it's interesting to notice that.
Yeah,
I don't
and
really
different
have
publishers and how they approach that.
Exactly, and how that's like they're both. I can see the connection, how they're both kind of like they both got that angle, but I feel like tonally the publishers are very different.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
that's all I'm making a note of.
Yeah,
but yeah, I really like Tankers a lot. It's it feels like a sci-fi original.
It sounds like
yeah, yeah, it's good.
Nice.
But I'll have to check out Bad Thoughts.
Yeah, it started out really good. I want to finish that.
A couple of other new books coming out tomorrow. We have Ape number 1, aka this is also Black Phoenix number 23. This is an independent comic series by Rich Tommaso. I like his work a lot. He does kind of fun. It's not just satire or parody or comedy, but he does do a lot of that. This one, as you eagle-eyed viewers might recognize, that this is a parody of the first issue of Mad. So like the logo is in the Mad type.
Yeah.
It's all like I think we still have the facsimile reprint of Mad number 1. If you set them side by side, you would see that it is Mad. And it's just his anthology series. Just does like little short comedy stories, a Frankenstein one, sci-fi one, a Western. It's all very similar to the original issue of Mad, the first Mad.
Cool.
But yeah, I like it. It's good work, fun cartooning, and funny scripts.
Nice.
Oh my goodness, been holding that in for like 25 minutes.
Oh no.
Ooh, all right, 2 more books to talk about, and then we're gonna call it. This is a book that I never thought would see the light of day.
Because did this get canceled?
I wasn't sure, honestly.
Yeah.
This is Batman, Gargoyle of Gotham, by Raphael Grandpa, whose work I love a lot. This is the noir edition I've been getting, so it's in black and white. You can really appreciate his line work. Although I should say the colors are really good in the colored version. But this is issue 4, the final issue of the series. Issue 3 came out almost 2 years ago. It was in December of 2024. So literally like a year and a half.
What is this, Hush 3?
Right, exactly. So I didn't even bother to flip through this. I have no idea what's going on in the story. I do not remember. I completely, because issue 3 itself was also it was like a year after the fact.
Right.
Like issue 1 came out like 4 years ago. 3 years ago at the latest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's you glad it's here?
I'm very glad it's here because I need that closure. Because I saw they solicited the trade paperback, and I was like, oh no, are they gonna just like go directly to the graphic novel and just skip issue 4? Because sometimes that happens, and I cannot stand to have an incomplete collection.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, I get
so
that.
I'm glad that they're doing issue 4. Great art. that's all I can say about it because I have not read this issue and I don't remember a single thing. I know it's basically like an Elseworlds. He kind of does. It's Raphael Grandpa doing his spin on the Batman story.
Right.
So there's like it's kind of like it's
changes to his origin.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not like a traditional Batman comic. It's definitely like I guess you could maybe even say it's similar to like a Dark Knight Returns type of a thing
Okay.
where it's like it exists kind of in its own world, its own version of
Yeah.
Batman, which makes sense because he did work with Frank Miller on one of the Dark Knight sequels.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, yeah, very excited to read this. All right, one more book coming out tomorrow. This is a new *1, another book that I'm a little excited about. That is Mask #1. The Energon universe is expanding. We've talked about Mask a few times.
Yeah.
I remember this toy line. I remember this car. I don't remember if I had this car or if like a friend did or a cousin. I remember playing with it, and like they show it off pretty prominently in this issue because it's a car, but it also can fly, and it's like a DeLorean. I guess if you're not familiar with Mask, this is like a spoiler, but like I'm gonna just flip to it where the wings pop up. Yeah, there you go.
Whoa,
so it's like
it's the doors.
It's the doors. Yeah, the doors pop up and become wings, and it's like a jet and just flies off. And I've talked about that before, I think, on this stream, where it's like I remember Mask. I remember having some of the toys, and I never knew what it was.
Yeah.
Because it's like it feels like somebody was like, you know what's really popular right now? Sci-fi army guys, and also robots that turn into cars. Yeah. What if we put them together? You have, sci-fi army guys, and then you have cars that turn into other vehicles. Like that's like the gimmick of it was like it's a car that turns into a jet, and there's another one where a helicopter turns into a jet, and there's probably something that turns into a submarine. I don't know. Like it was like dual purpose vehicles, and it was clearly just somebody's idea for a toy line. You got to sell those vehicles. That's where the real money is made. The money is not made on the little $3 action figures. You got to get them to buy the $20 vehicle,
Yeah.
for the same amount of plastic. I don't know. But this new, so it's a new Energon series. It's tied in with the current G.I. Joe and Transformers and Void Rivals, written by Dan Watters. And I liked this issue. I kind of went into it not really knowing what to expect because as much as I am enjoying the Energon universe right now, I have no real nostalgia for Mask the same way I do for Transformers and even more so, obviously, G.I. Joe. Like, those are my things.
Yeah.
And I liked this. It's a really good first issue. And I like Dan Watters. He's a good writer. I like the way this story kind of unfolds and it really establishes its place in the Energon universe. Like, I don't really want to spoil anything in the story, but it doesn't just feel like G.I. Joe Jr. or Transformers Jr. It's right out of the gate. I like that this first issue did a good job of really kind of making its own identity, which Mask deserves. Even though I feel like it's definitely
doesn't have
the toy. It doesn't. It's kind of a thing. It sounds insulting. It's like this issue is better than it deserves to be. Like G.I. Joe and Transformers. There's a certain pedigree. Like. Transformers were super popular. They've had all these billion-dollar movies. G.I. Joe, not as successfully in the movies, but it's got the comic pedigree. It's 326 issues, all by the same writer, Larry Hama, who created all these characters. That's a pedigree.
Yeah.
That's a lineage. That's something you got to live up to. Mask, nothing.
Yeah.
That is like nothing to live up to.
I hadn't even heard about it until like 3 months ago when people started asking about that very comic.
Exactly. Yeah. But that's also kind of what makes it a little exciting to me because like, you know what? Dan Watters can just kind of do whatever he wants with this property and nobody's going to care. I'm not going to care. I don't even know the main character, Matt Tracker. He's black in this comic. I don't even know if he was originally black. I couldn't tell you. I don't know if that's, and I'm not like, I'm definitely, even if he wasn't, I would not be complaining about that. It's just like, I'm just using that as an example of like, they could literally just do whatever they wanted with this comic and nobody would know. But so yeah, it was a good first issue. I was kind of like, I was like ready to not follow it, because I'm always looking for. I got too many comics to read, as we established. I like this, so yeah, I'm on board for it for the
Nice.
time being, at least. We'll see where it goes, but it's solid first issue, really
Cool.
good. All right, I think that's everything we got. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. We were able to get through all of those comics. Oh my goodness, that was a huge stack. And like I said, we didn't even talk about last week's stuff.
I know.
Wild. But anyway, like our friend Dan says, there's comics out there for everybody. It's not just superheroes. Sometimes it's dinosaurs and
Fighting
mech
Marines,
soldiers
yeah.
and psychic FBI agents. And also 80s toy lines. So, thanks. Come on down to Fantasy Books and Games, buy some comics. Talk to me. Talk to Sam. We're all about it. All right. We're out of here. We'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.